Hey, good morning. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake here, and I got a video on Oddsjam.com. I'm going to show you some of their free tools that they have. They got a free bet tracker as well, just to kind of help you when you're looking for your plays, be it regular sports betting, over/under spreads, or just looking at player props, which we do a lot here on this channel. So free tools for you if you want to look at it and find some market deficiencies. We'll kind of show you how to look at those with Oddsjam.com. And again, if you are new to the channel, man, I appreciate it. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. We do everything here sports betting, and we'll just keep grinding away. So appreciate each and every one of you, and just look at this tool. All right, as you can see, I have oddsjam.com up on the desktop here. You can kind of see their landing page is their bet tracker here. So you can throw bets in. It automatically grades them. So you put them in. It'll automatically grade them absolutely free, which is fantastic. Highly recommend using this as a source. They also, if you sign up with their email, you'll get 3 profitable arbitrage bets daily sent to you. So if you don't know, arbitrage, basically just betting both sides of it and with a guaranteed profit. Very simple. Again, the bet tracker is free. And if you want to sign up, you can sign up with a 7-day free trial as well. But we're going to kind of talk about a few of their tools. You should always be looking for tools for your toolbox when it comes to sports betting. And this is a fantastic one we can kind of look at here as a resource. So what we're going to do is come over to odds. We're going to go down. They have every sport you can think of here, but we're going to focus on basketball. Head over here, go to NBA. And again, we got 8 games on tap today. Got a couple early ones. We'll talk about some of these early ones for you early risers out there, and just kind of talk about their tool and go through a few plays and kind of show you how I use this when I come up and maybe find a few plays that I want to dig deeper into. So, and there's Brooklyn Nets game against the Brooklyn and the Knicks. We'll come over here. As you can see, we got the money line spread. You can look at all this stuff. However you want to bet this. So like if we just look at the point spread, right? Here's the Oddsjam perfect line, and then we can come down and look, and we're like, okay, Brooklyn Nets favored by 3.5. We're not getting anything there. It's minus 145 or minus 175 at DraftKings, and the perfect line says it should be only minus 141. So you're kind of overpaying for that at the DraftKings prices. So you wouldn't want to hit that. You'd want to hit something more like they have over here at Barstool at 148. But I want to show you more on the player prop side, since that's what I do a lot of on this channel, and just how to use it for your tools here. So let's come over to player assist. And again, we kind of look at this, we look at this Oddsjam perfect line, and it's saying minus 122 for Alec Burks. But a lot of these books have it minus 150, minus 135. There's just not a lot of, we're not going to get a lot of cents on the dollar for this. It's basically saying that these lines are overjuiced for this play. I still like this play. So even though I use this tool to kind of look for inefficiencies in the market, there might be a play I just like, and I do like the over Alec Burks here. But it's saying that minus 122 should be the line, and you can still get it. You can get it at FanDuel Sportsbook at minus 128. It's a good way to shop as well. You wouldn't want to pay minus 150 at DraftKings when you can get it at minus 128 here. And I might go over and just play this morning because I did like this pick. Coming down, same kind of thing, right? Like if you see Bruce Brown over 1.5 assists, you can get about 23 cents to the dollar here if you over to Caesars and bet it at minus 190. So that's something that we can look at. Julius Randle has got it minus 126. You can get it at plus money or even money over at Barstool. So you get about 26 cents on that as well. So again, just a quick way to kind of see where we're sitting at and if there's anything that really sticks out to us. Not a ton in assists. Let's come over and look at player points. Alex Burks again minus 109. Not a ton there. Bruce Brown, here we go, minus 131. Barstool has it at minus 113. I kind of like this one as well at over 10.5 points. So again, you're getting about 18 cents on the dollar if you go play it at Barstool there, which is again a play that I do like this morning. Julius Randle, there's not a whole lot in that one. Kevin Durant, that line at 30.5 is pretty rough, so it's not something that I would jump on. 30.5, yeah, he could put up 40, but anytime it's like 30.5, yeah, there's no Kyrie Irving, there's no Aldridge. He's going to have to do a lot of shooting, but Seth Curry is there. Bruce Brown, they're going to have other guys that are going to shoot the ball. Can he put up over 30.5? Sure, but I don't think that's a bet you should be making this morning at all. RJ Barrett actually have the line at plus 105. He's been aggressive, but that is a high number for him. If a shot's falling, yeah, he can hit it, but I'm with him. I wouldn't touch that. Seth Curry over 13.5 points, minus 125. That's about right. There's no real inefficiencies in the market on that one. Let's come to points, rebounds, and assists. It's one that I talked about in just a video I did earlier, and we can kind of see if there's any inefficiencies in this game with this. So if we look here, Alec Burks over 23.5, minus 113, about 3 cents if you go in Caesars, not a ton. Bruce Brown's 18.5 says minus 1. There's not a ton there in that one. If we come down a little bit more, Julius Randle, minus 155. So there's 35 cents on this one. If you want to take the over on Julius Randle, 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists, there is some meat left on the bone on this one, according to the Oddsjam perfect line. And again, he's been playing really, really well. And he's went over this mark in 2 of his last 3 games, just missed against Dallas at 39, but he's been super aggressive. So I do like this play at over 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists with how aggressive he's playing. And it's telling you can get 35 cents on the dollar based off the perfect line and playing this over at DraftKings or Caesars. So definitely you can take advantage of that situation. Kevin Durant, they have at minus 134. You can get it at minus 110 at DraftKings as well. So that's something that's definitely inefficient in the market as well that we can take advantage of. There's any other ones that are kind of sticking out? Maybe Seth Curry over minus 134. There's a little bit of meat left on the bone here. If you want to come over to Betway or DraftKings, about 9 cents on the dollar on that one. But the big one looks like Julius Randle, the big winner here. If we're just going to dig deeper into why, would definitely be that one. And I guess Bruce Brown here. I mean, shoot, no, this is the under. I apologize. But yeah, I would look at the Julius Randle over 155. Let's pull up a different game. It's very easy. You just come back and hit basketball, and then you can sort by league, go hit NBA, and they'll just sift through that. Because if you just hit basketball, you'll get all the college games as well. And it'll just kind of clog things up a little bit. So let's look at this Pistons at Clippers game as well. And again, I kind of want to get this out for these early games. Some people, there's not a whole lot of information out for the early games. Some people are still napping or getting back from the bars. So we'll look at a few here. I'm going to go back to points, rebounds, and assists and kind of see if there's anything here. Kate Cunningham, minus 123. Get a little bit, about 8 cents on the dollar here at PointsBet. I like this play at over 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. There without a lot of guys as well. No Noel. No Derrick Rose. I'm sorry, Kate Cunningham. I'm losing my mind. No Frank Jackson. No Isaiah Stewart. No Diallo. Hayes is questionable. Magruder's doubtful. They just got a plethora of injuries, and the spread's only 6 with a 218.5 over under. And just corrected, the Clippers are favored by 5 with a 218.5 over under. He's went over this mark in 3 of his last 4 games. The juice is, on the over as well. So I have no problem taking Cunningham over this mark with just lack of bodies. And if it stays close, he's going to hit this over. So I do like it, but there's not a whole lot of meat left on the bone for that one. Coming down a little bit more, Marvin Bagley's another one I love. It's at minus 126. You get it at minus 122 at FanDuel. I played with, there's not a lot of, market efficiencies in this, but I still would play this. I love this play. So even though if the line is not showing it so much, that doesn't mean I'm just going to skip over it, right? And this is what I want to preface. And when you're doing your research, this is just a tool for me, right? And it's a fantastic tool. But, if you're just looking for plays, sure, I can throw out, I do a lot of videos where I give you my plays, but I try to give you my analysis and what I'm looking at so you can kind of do some of your own research. And this is a free tool to do it. And that's the main reason I want to, do these videos and kind of show you of what I look for. So I love the Bagley play. I've actually put a bet on it already. I put a unit on it already for the over 25.5. And again, there's not a ton right here, right? There's only 4 cents on the dollar at FanDuel from the perfect line, but it's something I love. If he stays out of foul trouble, he's absolutely going to crush this number. He's been super aggressive. The juice is on minus, it's on the over, and he's won 3 of our last 4 games, 32, 17, 30, and 28. And the one game he didn't get it, he got into foul trouble. So it's one of my favorite bets of the day is Bagley over 25.5 points, rebounds, assists for these early games. But again, it's one of those things where, yes, the perfect line is telling me that it's not too far off here, but it's a play that I love, and I'm still going to play it when I dig more into it. So, it's not always I'm just looking for the widest margin of, Oddsjam perfect line and one of the books. It does definitely part of the process to maybe dig into why that number's so far off. But again, it's not the only thing that I look at when I'm making these decisions. Like Marcus Morris is right, minus 136 over at Caesars. It's minus 110. So we get 26 cents on the dollar for this one. So if we try to figure out why that is and pull up his stats real quick and kind of like look why that is. Like Marcus Morris has kind of been all over the place. But that doesn't mean, why is the perfect line looking at that? Well, Detroit is ranked 23rd in points allowed, 24th in rebounds allowed, 23rd in assists allowed, and 19th in power forward defense. I get the play for sure. Over 21.5, but he's only hit this number and once out of his last 5 games. And so he's too inconsistent for me, even though the line's there and it makes sense, with all the defensive ranks on Detroit. And he could absolutely, and if you want to look, I guess, a little bit narrative, he did play in Detroit for a number of years. So it's just, in Washington, he put 39 points, rebounds, and assists. Then he followed up in Atlanta with 17. So it's just one of those plays where the numbers make sense, but you got to dig into it deeper sometimes and look at just how inconsistent he truly is. And that's just one more reason where if you just went by the perfect line, you would be like, okay, this is the better bet than the Bagley. But for me personally, I prefer the Bagley one with how watching the games and seeing how aggressive he is and how he's basically that second scoring option on this team right now with Stewart out than the Morris play. But this is extremely important in my process is to come look at, the perfect lines and then to, look at the deficiencies and see if we can get something in the book. So, sometimes it's like, okay, well, maybe the perfect line's telling me something, and even though it's not super, consistent, maybe I want to put a half unit or something on something like this. So again, this is the tools that oddsjam.com has. Check them out over there. Again, it's free, and it's something that I use every day when I look through props and plays with everything else that I do. That it helps out. So hopefully this video helps you out. And again, go over there to oddsjam.com and sign up for that free email where you get 3 profitable arbitrage bets daily and use their tracker. So with that, I will see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.